Hello, welcome back to Epic Fail. It's me, Tim, and you'll notice it's not Nick.
He's been replaced.
Been replaced temporarily. Nick is on holiday, figuring out what Warhammer looks like in Greece. But we've got Tom here. He's torn himself away from Silksong. Thank you, Tom.
I have. It is Silksong release day, so you guys are very lucky to have me in the studio.
You're a brave man. But it's important because we're going to talk about...
Important stuff.
Important stuff. There's new rules, as always. A never-ending cycle of new rules is here. New Space Marine detachments, new Space Marine characters. One of those Space Marine detachments has the potential to shape the meta, I think.
Yeah, or at least your meta.
My meta,
as someone that collects yellow Marines.
Yes. We're also going to talk about how we prepare for a teams tournament, because we're going to a teams tournament this weekend.
And we're not just us, Sam.
Sam as well, who's on the ones and twos in the back there, is on our team. Tom and I are on a team. We're going to win this event, thanks to Tom's captainship.
It will be all down to my fearless leadership.
Yeah, and we're going to tell you how we're going to do that. What else are we talking about? Oh, we're gonna check in with you, Tom, because you're leaving sunny Brighton.
This will be my last flail show. Not that I've been on more than 3.
Well,
but you might remember me from some famous flail moments, such as the knights kissing.
That was you, wasn't it?
I was behind the camera for when the knights kissed,
and I was the one who said make the knights kiss. So we've
got
a real dream team here. But we're going to check in with you about, because you moved to Brighton not too long ago. Found a new wargaming community in us.
Yeah.
And now you're moving away and you're going to have to find a new one. So
yeah.
We'll check in with how you're feeling about that.
I think that's quite a fun discussion. How, the finding of a gaming club and inserting yourself into a local meta.
Yeah.
So we can chat about that. But yeah, this will be my last couple of weeks in Brighton. This is my last event in Brighton, this team's. So, we'll probably be going out for a drink on the Saturday night if anyone wants to come down to the King and Queen, even if you're not playing in the event.
Yeah, come down and drink with us.
Yeah. Come say goodbye.
So, and then finally, of course, Community Hobby Corner, everyone's favourite segment of the show.
Look at the orange votan.
Yeah, look at more brands.
Workshopping different names for.
So, teams then.
Yeah, in my opinion, the best Warhammer 40k competitive format. I know that there's a lot of people on the internet that think along a similar,
Why is that? What makes it the best?
I think there's an extra level of camaraderie that goes into it. When you turn up to a singles event, it's usually quite a long weekend of quite a insular set of games, Obviously, you build a rapport with your opponent as you maintain board state, but that can sometimes be a little bit tense in the heat of competition, and certainly it's you get all sorts of tournaments. It's not always a friendly experience. When you go as a team, there's a larger structure that you're part of. Your game even takes on a larger meaning. You're not just playing for your own points. There's this whole sort of everybody's doing the maths of how all of the results come together to give you the overall round score, and you get a sense of being part of something a little bit larger than yourself at an event. So
there's also the factor of you can lose, but in teams, if you lose by a small amount, that's really good for your team because you haven't given away very many points.
Art of losing well.
Yeah. Whereas in a singles event, if you want to win the event, you have to win every single game.
Yeah.
But in teams, you can be a team player by just having a really close game, even if you lost.
And even beyond the fun of the format, I think that teams, because you get the ability to protect lists from certain matchups, does open up a much wider variety of viable competitive lists. So in a singles event, you do have to prepare sort of an all-comers list or just get very lucky with your matchups. Whereas in teams, you can skew into specific sorts of builds in a little bit more of an extreme manner than you can in a singles event, because you know that you get at least some agency in picking what your matchups are going to be.
Yeah. I remember my first teams event, I was pretty new to the game, not very good at Warhammer. And basically what happened is when we were up against a team where one of the opponents was very, very scary, we're like, we'll just put Tim, if someone's going to lose 20-0, it might as well be the worst player. And that actually, the team was really grateful that I was doing that for them. And that's a way you could feel useful and still get absolutely hammered.
Yeah, and build lists that are designed to still go out there and score well, even if you not winning on the board state. So I think the camaraderie of the team and the slightly
being with your mates.
enlarged meta. Yeah, just being with your mates and the extra list variety is a lot of fun behind teams.
So let's talk about lists then. What list we got? You're bringing Drukhari.
I'm bringing Drukhari.
I'm bringing...
much to Brandon's delight.
Brandon was kicked off the team because we had 2 Votan players and now you're not playing Votan.
And I was put on the team.
That wasn't your fault. That's Games Workshop's fault.
That is Games
So we've got Votan, and we've got me playing Gladius Space Marines.
Yeah. Sam is on his Tau.
Sam's on your Tau,
Yeah,
aren't you?
on the Tau, bringing the monkeys and the hammerheads.
Yeah,
Yep.
Sam's got an insane list. It's just all gorillas and hammerhead chassis. They've got ion cannons and missiles and stuff on. I don't know what they're all called, but yeah, a lot of tanks, a lot of angry space.
Yeah, I mean, I
gorillas.
can go through the list later on when we go through it, but it's 6 hammerhead chassis, some crew, and then a load of monkeys.
Loads of gorillas. And then we've got Liam playing Thousand Suns.
Yeah, Liam's going to bring some sort of horrible Thousand Sun list and dice everyone all weekend. It's sort of, he's our like rabid attack dog with an American accent that will be setting on people to get those blowout wins of the 20-0s that, you know.
I'm so glad I don't have to fight against that list.
I'm so glad I don't have
The
to
biggest
play
belief
against
about
American
being on the
Liam.
team is that I don't have to fight against the team, you know?
Yeah.
Who American Liam has been on a tear. I'd never say it to his face because obviously his ego is already ballooning. But yeah, I think he's not lost many games with the new Thousand Suns. They've been
Even after they
stomping
got some
people.
nerfs.
Yeah,
Hasn't bothered him.
no.
So that's
just keeps rolling 4-ups.
Hasn't bothered the meta really either, has it?
No.
That's interesting that you said he's our rabid attack dog. Can you talk a little bit about? We've got 4 people on a team.
Yeah.
How should How should people playing for a team think about the 4 players and their roles in the team?
Yeah, and so I think there's all sorts of little tweaks to a list and a role you can do. But I think broadly there are 2 sorts of lists, right? We've discussed the defender list, which is one of those lists that you're happy to put down for that first defender position and say, hey, I'm happy to take all comers, I'm going to score well, even if I don't win, I'm not going to get blown out. And then you have your lists that you build as an attacker, which are designed to go out there and win by 50 points and smash someone off the board and, score those big point differentials so that you can swing the round as a whole towards you. So the idea being that if there are games you're going to lose, your defenders go out and mitigate point differentials, and the games that you are going to win, you absolutely sweep the opponent off the board for that, elusive 20-0 or 19-1, so that you come away with as many points as possible. And if anyone on our team is going to be, clubbing baby seals, it will be American Liam.
So how do I fit into our team?
I think,
Not that.
Yeah, I think...
Defender?
You and Sam probably have good defender lists that are pretty happy taking on everyone. And then I'm bringing I guess there's a secret third archetype of lists, which are bad and require protecting from some matchups. So I am playing my Drukhari, and I don't want to undersell the faction. I think we were talking about this at the club the other night. It's not like Drukhari are weak. They're just massively flawed. And because of that, they have some really brutal matchups. And so definitely I will be the special one on the team who's being protected. And
So who do we need to protect you from?
Indirect is horrible for me, but there's a few matchups where I just don't have enough stuff. So into stuff like Admech, I've found quite difficult as Drukhari. Into Eldar at the moment is really tough.
Because your game plan is outtrade.
Yeah, I'm bringing a bit of a fun Drukhari list. Some MSU elements, but I'm also bringing the bomber. So not only do I get loads of fun playing with the plane all weekend.
Making the noise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's fantastic for picking up marine bodies because it's 12 shots with strength A, AP4, 2 damage. It's really hard to get cover against because of the way the aircraft true line of sight works. Then you've got the missiles on top of that. You can give it full rerolls with a pain token or slap sustained on it for a CP. So, yeah, it does a lot of work into marine bodies. So I would like all weekend to just out-skirmish marine players and, pick up their JPIs by the fistful with my Void Raven.
You had a game on Tuesday against an Eldar player, did you not?
I did. It didn't go very well.
What happened there?
Dark Reaper indirect was absolutely brutal. I went second, and just 3 squads picked up by 3 Dark Reaper Exiles rolling above 10 on their blast weapon profiles. So, Yeah, that was rough.
How do they get indirect?
The Dark Reapers have indirect on the big missiles.
Right.
And it's 2d6 shots with blast. It's only about strength 4 AP1, but
yeah, against tough stuff. It's not
anything
like
real.
super
it's
bad,
like,
but like
Eldar
against some
indirect.
Scourge.
Yeah, against Scourge or Mandrakes or just 5 basic witches, hanging out in their bikinis. Yeah, I got blown up by indirect missiles immediately. It was like,
okay.
So you then have to sort of step on the pressure, and you're running into fire dragons that can hop back in the transport, or Janzar and with her Banshee ladies. And he had 30 swooping hawks, which I was playing Emperor's Children for a little bit, where you get to laugh at people as you charge them with winged demon princes and do an unreasonable amount of mortals. I wasn't aware that swooping hawks do that.
Well, they also do that.
Yeah, so they also do, if I moved within 8 inches of you, you take 6 mortal wounds. So that hurt.
Eldar getting
vicious, aren't they?
Yeah, swooping hawks are getting a points increase, I think.
And how many was there in that list?
30. And Baharov. So one squad can uppy down and come down 6 inches away, which, if you're good at maths, you'll notice 6 inches is inside of 8, so they can drop down and hit you with all the mortals. So it's nasty stuff.
And then if they need to, they can just put another squad of swooping hawks behind that as backup.
Yeah. And then reactive move them when you shoot them and turn off Overwatch. All the standard Eldar stuff.
They should never have given Eldar a turn off Overwatch. Like
4 times a round.
I hate it. You saw how when we played
turn off Overwatch is
your Drukhari into my Space Marines.
At least it costs me a CP to do. The Eldar players get it as an additional resource
twice a turn
for nothing.
It is the multiple phase in the same turn, and that it costs them nothing. Well, obviously it's part of their shtick, but like
it's a good.
It costs them nothing
it's a
really.
Good shtick.
It doesn't cost points to do it. It doesn't cost CP to do it.
If you compare it to like Dark Eldar, our army resource is pain tokens, and we start with 3, and you have to actually go out and kill something to generate more of them. And I don't think they're as good.
No, they're not as good.
You get much less access to them. They're a much scarcer resource that you have to manage really carefully, because if you splurge them all at once and then don't kill stuff, you're then struggling to generate new pain tokens. Whereas the Eldar one seems very smooth-brained to me, of 4 times a turn, I'm just going to be really good at something. Yeah, I've moved the extra D6 plus 1 on my transport to get it exactly where I need to be for the fire dragons to hop in and out and cripple you.
I will say Eldari players have to learn how to paint like 5 different colour schemes
and
to paint an army, so they deserve a little bit of points love.
I feel like it is, it's the price you pay for the consistent good rules, is you play the like clown army where everyone's dressed as ridiculous Power Rangers and it doesn't fit together. It's a horrible eyesore.
Okay.
I don't, right. If I had another army, I don't think I'd be on board with that. I think I'd just paint them all like
I would just paint them all one colour.
Like Beltan's like a really classic, cool color scheme, and I think I'd just paint them all like that with like maybe some nods to it every now and then.
Maybe do a little shoulder pad or
an orange flag on the fire dragons.
Yeah, exactly.
A black flag on the Dark Reapers.
Yeah, or like a stripe on a shoulder pad. Or something.
It feels
like
like maybe the Eldar players are a bit simple, and GW felt like they had to color code each unit so you knew what they do. Oh, the bright orange ones have
shots
the fire.
fired.
Yeah. Even in Space Marines, I was like, I'm not learning red to paint a Tech Marine. I'm just painting him yellow like the rest of my army, and I'll give him a red shoulder. Like
no, for Eldar, you've got a
Apothecary, same thing, right? Like whenever I see an apothecary that's painted fully white in like a black army, it's like, okay, well, there he is.
Yeah.
But, like
I did do my apothecaries white. I did do
like
that. Yeah. I wanted to learn how to paint
enemy snipers know who.
Exactly. Yeah. There he is, Sarge.
All right. So you can't take any list, but you're very good into some stuff. I think you'll be good into Death Guard, which will be good for us.
Yeah, Drukhari are quite good into Death Guard. I feel comfortable playing into Knights. So some of the nastier stuff out there in the meta, or at least I guess it's not so nasty anymore. It's had a bit of a tickle down, but some of the nastier stuff I'm okay playing. I'm very comfortable doing MSU with people because I got the bomber to sort of tip the general skirmish in my favour, as it picks up little units for breakfast. But yeah, there are some matchups that I will be running away from like a scared little girl. But that's the Drukhari way. And in teams, we really get to shine by being like, actually, we don't fancy the fair fight.
Yeah. Okay, so
you get to be a scared little girl and a scary little girl at the same time,
exactly.
Right? So
it's I think the circle of life.
One of the biggest things that I think I like about the wildcard Drukhari bring with the Void Bomber is that it is a bit unknown how that army works.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you know, people are going to turn up and not know what the Beastmasters do necessarily. They're not going to know how they should be dealing with the Void Raven Bomber. It's a big unit. It's scary.
Rakarth,
is it
like
worth
an annoying piece to stand on
exactly.
the middle?
What should I be doing in terms of like prioritizing these Venoms? Which order? Is it Lilith first? Is it the Master of Blades? You know, I think that is a valuable wild card, especially
Also,
in a team situation, right?
You've seen how much did I tilt when I'm faced with 3 units of Scourge, and
just for some armies feel very uninteractable.
Yeah,
you know, I'm going to ping you with 3 squads.
You can turn off Overwatch with one of them, and you can stay out of Overwatch range with the other 2, and then hide behind the wall. So and I just tilted. I was just like, I can't leave my deployment zone.
I'm sick of this.
So I have the opposite of your wildcard list. That's
you have good old reliable.
I have good old reliable Gladius Ultramarines,
and you're just going to put up good numbers all weekend. Even if you don't win every game, you're going to score well. You're happy playing everything from knights to orcs. Really,
yes. The one thing I was really worried about MSU, like I cannot trade with MSU.
So we're talking maybe like GSC,
AdMech.
Yeah, AdMech I think is a great wild card in this team.
AdMech are great.
I haven't seen who's coming in. Like I don't think it's been released.
There are some AdMech players.
One AdMech player.
There's a couple GSC.
I love it. Like again, same as Drukhari, right? But even less known.
Yeah, AdMech are even weirder.
So I'll run through my list quickly. It's basically every Gladius list you've ever seen. Guilliman, Marnius with Company Heroes.
Lovely little unit.
The lone Grav Captain with the 2 up, 4 up, 5 up. The lone Lieutenant with lone up and reactive move.
Combi Lieutenant is that?
Yeah, the Combi Lieutenant. 2 JPIs for doing missions and skirmish. 2 Ballistas for standing on my expansion and shooting things. 2 Vindicators, which I didn't want to buy, but I bought to be a good team player and painted. You'll see them later, actually, in Hobby Corner.
Oh, yeah.
The Speeder that strips cover. That's really good because it moves 14. It's got melters on it, and you can just strip cover off a unit. And then scouts, and then my wild card is I was going to bring a 3rd JPIs and an infiltrators. I dropped them and took a whirlwind.
You do love some indirect. I can't help but feel that it was our game where you felt like you couldn't interact.
It
with
was
the Scourge,
100%
you were
our
like,
game.
I am bringing a whirlwind,
but I don't. There's. It's going to be useful.
It is going to be.
It's going to be useful, and I figured with Death Guard getting points increases, there'd be less Death Guard. I need to worry about 6-inch deep strike less. The infiltrator stonks are down a little bit.
Just a smidge.
Yeah. And the way I play Gladius is I use Assault Doctrine late.
Yeah.
Which means between scouts, a whirlwind, and 1 unit of JPIs that waits near the back, I can screen.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that worried.
Sure.
We'll see if I regret it, but
yeah, if you come back next week and you're like, everyone was dropping into my back line, it was a disaster.
Yeah.
We'll know that the infiltrators were. Their stocks might have gone down a little bit, but they're still required for Marines.
I don't think there's any tunnel Tyranids in.
No, I don't think I saw any tunnel nids.
Sweet Steve is bringing Tyranids, but it's not tunnel. It's
Sweet Steve's bringing just nids, isn't he?
There's no Chaos Knights. I mean, there's no Chaos Demons, so
yeah, none of that nonsense.
It's only Death Guard 6-inch deep strike I'm worried about, and Morty's Hammer's dead, so they can't ping your backfield and say you're
everyone's afflicted now. So everyone gets.
So I get to screen. I don't know. When I was running Anvil big time, which I love.
Yeah. Stand still, Marines.
I had 2 units of indirect and no infiltrators.
Yeah.
And I could screen.
Yeah.
And that was the peak of Death Guard.
That was.
Yeah.
What about you, Sam? Talk about your insane list for us, because it is bonkers. I've never seen a town list like it.
So it was popularized over in America by a guy called Drew Salzborn.
Classic Drew.
And they're obviously playing on GW terrain over there, so it's a bit different. I tried. So the list and its core is 27 monkeys.
Nice. And what are the space gorillas? Just for anyone that's not familiar with the Tau.
They're Crutox, Tau Crutox. Crutox are T6. They have 5 wounds. They're movement 7. They're kind of circular cavalry bases. So they take up a big footprint. Coming unit of 6s. They're redonkulously cheap.
How many points are they?
Well, so 3 riders is 90.
So 30 points a model, are we talking?
Yeah, and you can kind of, I think the rampages are a little bit cheaper as well if you bring them all together.
They got guns on the back.
So the riders have guns. They have autocannons that can rapid fire. So you're getting 4 shots each of them, which is pretty good. And the rapid fire is like fairly long because it's 36-inch range, so 18-inch rapid fire, which you're going to be in WTC anyway.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. We like that. And so they're kind of like the first wave. They go in first. It's enough. Three monkeys is enough that you can't just bring out like a unit of JPIs or a unit of scouts.
Because they will smash.
They'll out OC them for one.
And they're 2 OC.
They're 2 OC each, yeah.
So that is very nice.
And they're also not going to necessarily die to them. Like if someone comes out, grenades you, JPIs, mortals you, and then fights you, yeah, you'll lose 1 or 2. But you've made them commit like quite a lot into that as a CP. Like without the grenades, they might not. They might live. You know, they might just live because that toughness 6 is really big in that early skirmish game, I think.
Yeah, big time.
So that's the first wave, and then behind that is blobs of 6 rampages, and they're really cool because they have the same JPI trickery of jumping in when they're within an inch of someone in combat. They get to do the on a 4-up mortal bomb thing.
There's way more dice, right?
Yeah, so you tend not to be able to get all 6 in. I think I average about 4. So we're rolling.
It's not quite the blood crusher rule.
Is it 1 dice per model?
Yeah, so 4d6,
so
you get 2 through. Yeah. You get like 4 mortal wounds, but it spikes sometimes. You know, I think I was playing against Chris on Tuesday, Orcs Chris, and managed to pick off most of a squad of boys just on the impact charge, to the point where he was able to just pull out of combat, which was that was a little bit annoying. From you. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's very useful. Means they can punch up. The riders on top have lance. The monkeys themselves, who are strength 6, AP 1, damage 2, they have sustained, baked in, and there's a strat to give them +1 AP when they fight as well, if you do the right combination of things.
And also that trade you were talking about of like someone sending JPIs to kill them. Yeah, that's 90 points for 90 points, but the Space Marine player has
2 JPIs.
Well,
way less
and
units
realistically, they're not going to all die.
Yeah.
You know, if you put those 3 same monkeys into 5 JPIs with the shooting phase, they are going to all die. You know, it is enough to kill them.
Yeah.
So it just means that it requires like a bit more of an. They have to think about the answer. Maybe they expose one more thing, you know, and that starts you trading well, especially when you have 3 hammerheads and 3 sky rays sitting right behind them.
It's a huge firing base.
It's a huge firing base, and there's enough of them that you get every angle you want. Maybe you don't start them on the board every single time, but maybe you do. Depends on the setup. WCC is quite forgiving because you have that 4-inch section of the ruin that you can fly over. So you kind of stage it like, you know, you've got your riders, your rampages, and then your hammerheads are kind of the 3 layers. And then in this current list, I ditched 3 of the riders for some fast stalkers because the RTT that we played in, I got jailed twice in a row by poxwalkers, and then had to play against demons at the end game. So it was 3 games in a row of 6-inch deep strikes and lots of jailing. So I knew this was a weakness of the list, is that if they have good amounts of infiltrate, you are jailed instantly because you can't go through the walls. There's no way. You can't fly, you can't do anything with the normal Tau shenanigans to stop being jailed. So you're just there standing in front, and you get a car parked very easily like that. So the fast stalkers are really good because they infiltrate, and they are a 12-man squad, all in 28mm bases, and one of them is a 32. So the footprint of that across the board, it's 10 models across with the 2 little sweet rolls at the end. It's some maps, it's the whole board. You know, it's great. I brought a Trail Shaper. So the Trail Shaper gives you redeploys.
So they don't even have to stay out there.
They won't stay there, yes. They can stay there if you think you'll get first turn or if you need to get rid of their scouts moves, but realistically,
I love redeploy. If you ever take an enhancement for redeploy, someone will tell you, well, if you're a better player, you wouldn't need it because you just get your deployment right first time. But it's
particularly the shenanigans with infiltrators. That's what.
Well, that's the double, right? Like it's the redeploy on that gigantic single then
I then haven't had to sacrifice. It's going to do something else now.
Yeah, and the Trail Shaper is pretty cool because he's pretty cheap and he doesn't really do anything for the squad. It gives them a reactive move if you get close, which can be useful in some matchups. But what he also is just a single guy, you know, and you can pick him up when on his own. You can put him with the squad if you want, but what I tend to do is I have the squad on its own, him on his own, and then he's just my behind enemy lines or my recover assets or whatever. He just sits there. I've given him the 10-point enhancement to have a 12-inch bubble of deep strike deny.
Oh, lovely.
So I can just flex him into
He's
so many
just
different
annoying.
options. Like, does he just stand back there? If there's loads of indirect, he goes in the fast stalkers. Like, there's loads of things
It's
that you can do with
utility,
him.
isn't it?
And you can just decide on the game.
I think this list has a little bit of people won't know how to play against it.
Yeah,
100%, yeah.
I remember seeing your list and being very confused when I saw it on the table for the first time. But talk to us about matchups. What would you like to see across the table for this list? And
obviously,
what maybe more
obviously
worried about?
Marines. Whatever. It's good into. It
This
is
is
good.
the curse of being a Marine player.
I know,
Everyone knows exactly how to play into you.
Yeah. So the hammerheads are 3 sky rays, 3 hammerheads. The 2 hammerheads are ions, so that's anti Terminator guns. Strength 8, AP 2, damage 3, D6 plus 3 blast. So very, very good into lots of like hoardy things, good into Terminator things. And then there's a railgun there just for good measure in case Lehman Russ or a Baneblade decides to get smart. Or maybe you're like
playing knights.
Playing knights. I mean, it's a bit flip-floppy with knights, right? Because they'll just rotate and then it might go through. Might
And
not.
I guess the gorillas mortals are probably your best
It's
bet.
the sky rays are better because they're strength 14, AP 3, damage D6 plus 1.
Twin linked as well.
Twin linked, yeah.
so you
They're hit
re-roll
on
them
3s. You get
wounds.
reroll 1s to hit and wound if you've been guided by a stealth suit.
Nice.
Ignore cover. Pretty good against
That is
those
pretty
boys.
good.
You can pretty reliably just with 1 pick up an armiger. You don't have to worry too much about it.
And you guiding, you get to guide a unit, and then it's like guided for everyone. Right?
Yeah, so it's exactly like the old way, but the token is sticky rather than it goes away.
Yeah, it's not.
So that's really
on a
good
unit
into
by
knights.
unit basis.
It's incredible for the whole army,
Everything.
but it's really, really good when you have 6 hammerheads.
Okay.
And they're all benefiting from 1 or
Yes,
2 guidance.
and another change that I made to this list is that it has SMS rather smart missile systems, which are the out of line of sight shooting, instead of the burst cannons, which are better. They are damage 6, AP1. The AP1 always comes up. It's very, very useful just for picking off that last guy that lived, that combi lieutenant that's just sitting over there that you just need to plink a few wounds off. It's really good for that. But the out of line of sight, as we move into new meta, I'm thinking Votan, I'm thinking Eldar, I'm thinking GSC, which we have got quite a lot of all 3 of those in the upcoming games. Random cultists that might sit on a point. Gretchen, I played against the orcs. Gretchen, just wiping those out.
Chaff up with
Exactly.
On WTC, if you're not a really fast melee army, their expansion is very hard to touch. And just having some indirect where it's like, I'm just going to get this done by at least by turn 4.
Yeah, which is also really helps with the crew detachment rule, which is if something's been touched by, if someone's been wounded, then you get +1 to hit.
okay,
If
so
they're below
you-
half, they get +1 to wound. So if they're
Sometimes
just
you
under
need to
half,
chip.
1 more
So
wound, that'll do it. If
the
if they
gorillas
have-
are going to swing up.
yeah, or you can just spread them around and just be like, I'm going to put 1 wound on every single unit on the board and just make sure that everything I shoot with or fight with has +1 to hit. It's pretty good just as a. I do like the burst cannons. Burst cannons are pretty fun, but these are the more sensible choice. For sure.
So our team strategy is,
Win.
I'm defender.
Yeah, I
Because
think
Gladius can take basically anything and do okay.
You will probably be first defender. It's only a team of 4. Teams often goes all the way up to 8. So with such a small squad, it will probably be you that is the defender. Liam and Sam that we attack with, and then we will.
Well, I
will
can
wrap
flex into
me in.
defending as well. I
If
think
we-
like
yeah.
the list actually is very, very good into a lot of things, and scores will have some losing matchups, but like not loss losing. Like
Yeah,
it
it's still
will
gonna
draw
score well.
pretty much against most things. I've yet to find something that
Whereas
beats it by a lot.
With
you know?
Drukhari, you can quite easily fumble the bag and lose 100 to 40 because everything's so fragile. And I'm putting a lot of points in the bomber. It can't score me any points. So yeah.
So if someone was like thinking about going to their first teams tournament, we've got like kind of a weird list in Croots.
Yeah,
We've got a bit of the bomber is a little bit of a wild card.
Yeah, they're still good. They're just expensive now. I'd say I have a slightly unoptimized Reaper's wager. I did feel in the practice games, I've had 2 practice games with it, did feel like I could have done with like 250 points more of stuff. But the bomber's a lot
Well,
fun.
we'd all like that, Tom.
I
I tell you, if I had 250 points more,
You'd all be in
I'd
trouble.
be winning. Yeah.
I'll take that as well if it's going.
But I guess the main thing is we all took armies we know.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, isn't it?
Armies we know, lists we've got good reps with.
Yeah.
But what about actual preparation? Brandon, the man with the orange Votan, is famous for his ice baths the morning before a team's event.
Ice baths.
So he swears by a run, a clearing of the bowels, and then an ice bath.
All at the same time.
Yeah. You got to throw the water out.
Yeah.
The ordering for that is vital.
Key, yeah.
Vital ordering. Yeah.
Don't let your opponent decide.
Yeah, you are the active player.
Yeah.
You get to sequence them. But yeah, I know I will be getting up early and blasting the Dark Tide soundtrack.
I'll be getting an early night, eating a big breakfast.
Nice.
And drawing all my games. That's my plan.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
All draws, 5 draws over a weekend.
Yeah.
Couldn't be any more Imperial Fisty. You just defend to a stalemate.
That's the dream. Speaking of which, do you want to look at a new detachment?
Fists. Yeah, it was a beautiful little segue.
That was a segue and a half, wasn't it?
Yeah, new Marine detachments.
Okay.
Both quite exciting, if not looking particularly overpowered or anything.
Let's look at Imperial Fist first. That on the screen, Sam. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, both Raven Guard and Imperial Fists received new rules for a character. In the Imperial Fist case, it's a character that already had rules and they're slightly changed. Raven Guard got a brand new character. And they both got new models. Nice new models. Yeah, the old Lysander, who's up on the screen here, the old model was very derpy. He was like...
He was from a different age, wasn't he?
Little man, yeah. And they both got new detachments. So, like with the Forge Father's Seekers detachment, which is a remix of Firestorm that we talked about on the show, we've now got a remix of First Company Task Force, which is the You Should Take Some Terminators detachment. And
please buy some Terminators.
And we've got a remix of Vanguard, which is the Uppy Downy Space Marines detachment. That one is very exciting.
Yeah.
And the Imperial Fist one exists.
The Imperial Fist one is interesting, if you like Terminators. They've done that thing where there's a load of rules overlap, which happened a little bit with the Votan codex and their Terminator detachment, where Terminators get to reroll 1s against the closest unit, and the Terminator detachment gives them reroll 1s.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Yeah, there is a bit of that.
So although we're saying it's the Terminator detachment for Imperial Fists, it is First Company, so Vanguard veterans, Stern Guard vets, Blade Guard, all benefit from the rules, but the special rules for them are like re-rolling 1s to wound into Oath targets, and Stern Guard already re-roll wounds into the Oath target, and Blade Guard get re-roll 1s to wound anyway.
Well, let's look at it.
Let's
look at it. I'll just go through Lysander quickly. He's basically the same as before, except he's got 1 extra wound, 7 wounds now.
7 wounds is a lot.
Which is decent. And that's it. That's the only change, I believe.
Do we know points yet? Is it any points changes, or are we just sticking the same?
We don't know. I don't know. I feel like
maybe the app has been updated.
Do we not know, or do you not know?
The app has not been updated, and the MFN has not been updated. But that's also true for enhancements, and Art of War were talking about points cost for enhancements, so I feel like they've got something. But
they must know.
We just assume that he's not going to go up by that much, though, right? Like guy with hammer.
Guy with hammer, yeah.
He'll
be 100 points.
He's now keyed into some of the detachment rules, though. I worry that he'll maybe end up overcosted because he now essentially comes with another rule if you take him in the Fist detachment, where he gives the old Oath to a squad. They get full rerolls to hit and wound if you're going after
to his squad.
Just to his squad.
Okay, so he cops a little bit more points because he's doing a little bit more.
I think he'll be fine because they're trying to buff not Ultramarines. And he's a good unit, right? He gets a once per game 2-up in Vuln, which is really good.
On 7 wounds.
He's got 7 wounds.
He's a tough little fella.
He makes his unit -1 to wound if...
Yeah, standard if it's higher.
Higher or equal.
Or equal's always nice.
And I don't think... Yeah, he doesn't have to be leading. So you can use him as like a...
Just as annoying.
Are you going to screen out a 40mm base?
Yeah.
Because if you don't, he can drop in... Pop his 2-up in Vuln, remain there, do something. Yeah.
The classic on VAR treatment. I don't know whether you remember that, but he had a once per game 2-up, and his job was stand in front of the big greater demon, tank it for a turn, and then your army maneuvers around him. very, very
right.
good moves.
Yeah. So he can do that, and you can even uppy downy him in this new detachment once he's done
If
that.
you so inclined.
I think he's a good unit. I've run him in Terminators before. I've run him on his own before, and he's always useful.
Yeah.
And now he's going to be even more useful because of this new detachment, which, like you said, so the detachment rule is your Oath of Moment target, your whole army gets to reroll ones to wound against.
Which is good. Especially when you've got the +1 to wound oath already. If you were...
Maybe.
Does it...
Right now, you need to be, in order to get +1 to wound...
yeah, you have to be
you need to be running
detachment, don't you?
a Codex Space Marines detachment. And those detachments are listed in an FAQ, and these new ones have not been added yet.
The Shadow Talons and
Not
the Forge
added.
Masters are not part of that.
So rules
So
is
it
written,
doesn't have the +1.
it doesn't have +1 to wound right now.
So it's probably worse
But
than
it-
just
but it
regular
will.
Marines.
It will.
It will have.
And if it
almost certainly
doesn't,
will.
it's garbage.
It will. It will. It has to. Right?
If it doesn't, like, any discussion about these things goes away.
Yeah,
It's got to
can't
get it.
take the Ultramarine characters that are good and then don't get the +1 to oath. They would be the worst bits of the
Yeah.
Marine Codex,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So
if
let's
that is the
assume you get
case.
+1 to wound and rerolling ones to wound
Which
from
is
this
a
detachment.
nice little combo if that does come together. Because
Which is
then
a nice
anything that
combo.
wounds on 3s is basically auto-wounding from then on.
You do a lot of wounding on 2s with +1 to wound in Oath.
And then re-rolling those 1s is just the...
You can already get reroll ones to wound on an objective with your Combi Lieutenant, who you still have to take because he's the best scoring unit in the Codex. So there's some anti-synergy we've talked about. And then Lysander's units, full rerolls to wound. So they'll kill stuff.
They will. They'll be... I think the issue is that unit that is buffed, and we'll see when we look at the strats, a lot of the strats are locked to specific units.
Yeah.
They're really good strats, stuff like a 1 CP +1 to hit and wound, a 1 CP ignores cover and extra AP, but you put them on Terminators, or you put them on Stern Guard that already are doing a bunch of dev wounds.
So Stern Guard already reroll to wound against the Oath
Everything,
target. Blade Guard already have access to reroll ones to wound.
Yes, I suppose with them you take the reroll
Now
ones
you
to
can
save if
take
they're fighting
yes.
the Oath target, but...
But it's still that if you're planning on hitting something and killing it, then you don't need the reroll ones for your saves.
Yeah.
And so you didn't benefit from the detachment rule, which is sad. And then Vanguard vets, they have lethal hits, which is a tiny bit of anti-synergy.
Yeah.
But it's still, they both buff your killing, so
They
whatever.
Vanguard vets too expensive though, right?
No,
Only
they're
in
not anymore.
comparison to JPIs.
They're 5 points more than JPIs.
Oh, that's not too bad. They get 4 pinballs.
Yeah.
But they don't do the mortals. They're just
But they do a different job, right? They don't go in and kill. They go in and stand there and live for a little bit.
Yeah, and in a detachment that
little
wants you to
tiny
run
bit.
Terminators, are you looking for your jump pack guys to have 4 up invulns, or are you going to run your Terminators to have 4 up invulns? I don't know.
I feel like there's worth both ways around, but I think people just choose JPIs, right? Because more
Maybe.
you
more
own
to
them.
wounds better.
maybe
you own
you
them
take
better.
them.
You own them, the
for
kit is
some of
good.
the strats.
Yeah,
You know,
Vanguard vets still firstborn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're one of the 4 unit types. It's Vanguard vets, Stern Guard, Blade Guard, and Termies that
Okay.
get buffs.
So
And then you
let's-
can put the strats on.
Let's have a look at the strats,
Because
they're
the strats
all
are fantastic.
they're all amazing.
If I could have these strats on like any model I wanted in a Drukhari army, it would be the best Drukhari
Yeah.
detachment by a mile. But because they are hard locked just to some unit archetypes, they're maybe not
Yeah.
as strong.
So you've got Armor of Contempt, obviously. You've got Sticky and Objective. That's just
Very
good.
nice.
That's just a useful strat.
When that's the movement phase, you do that in. Is that
In
right?
the movement phase, and again, it has to be your let's just call them veteran units.
your special friends.
Special friend
Yeah.
units. Only do it on a special friend unit. That's a good strat. You've got
I like that it's in the movement phase because that means you can move onto an objective and stick
And
it.
then stick it. Yeah.
Yes.
Which is
Very,
much better
very
than
cool.
command phase.
you could theoretically get out of a transport and stick here.
You could deep strike and do it.
It has to be your movement phase, so you can't rapid and do it, but you can deep strike and do it, yeah. Although, there is an FAQ somewhere about things that happen in the phase have to happen before things that happen at the end of the phase.
I think there's
Depending on how you read
yeah,
that.
the reinforcement step wording is quite like this is in the movement phase, though. I think.
Yeah.
Like
But
this
at
is
the
part
end
of the
in the movement phase. It's
But-
Warhammer sequencing. It's all a bit
God,
sloppy.
yeah.
If anyone ever takes this
Controlling player
detachment
hindsight.
at a tournament, you can argue about it then, but that's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
I mean, maybe they'll probably be in that massive 32-page rules clarification document that we all love and
Yes.
behold.
The simplified, not simple.
So you've got 1 CP, shoot your fight phase, give your unit +1 to hit, or if your unit's below starting strength, give them +1 to wound as well.
So that's very good.
Very good. Has
So
to be your
strong.
has to be your special veteran units again. Terminators already get +1 to hit when they're attacking the oath target. Okay, you
They get
already get
+1 to
+1 to
wound
wound when you're
attacking
attacking
the
the
oath
oath
target.
target. So this essentially gives you 2 oaths for a
Yeah,
CP.
it gives you an
which
oath
is-
agnostic activation with
Yeah.
the +1 to hit and wound. So you
I think
can-
that's
Now,
good.
Terminators with +1 to hit. Are
Meh.
we so like usually they hit on
Terminators
2s
with
anyway?
+1 to wound.
No, Terminators
Now we're
hit on
talking.
3s with their power fists.
I was going to
4s
say
with
what
their
weapons are the 3 up?
hammers.
4s with hammers. Oh,
Yeah.
so they don't have a combat weapon that hits on 2s.
Lightning
Not
claws
based.
might, but I'm not sure.
I think they're 3s and
I
twin
think they're
links.
3s as well.
Okay, interesting. That doesn't seem very Terminator.
It doesn't, does it?
Yeah.
No.
Well, now they are.
Now they're
Yeah,
hitting on
n-
2s.
Now they can be.
But your normal, not your assault terminators, your normal terminators hit on +1 to hit when they're attacking the oath target.
Yeah.
So again, weird, like
Anti-synergy.
anti-synergy,
Does
but it's still useful.
Does this maybe make people want to jump out and pick up those like boxes of Terminators that came in the 10th edition box?
I think that was the hope.
Leviathan.
Leviathan,
But I seriously doubt we're going to see a massive shift towards mass terminators as the meta. They just haven't found their footing in 10th edition, unless we're talking specifically about.
And we haven't
Death
we haven't
Guard.
seen Assault Terminators yet, right? Then we've heard rumors of them. They're not out yet, but we know that they're coming, obviously. But
They've
just
been
haven't.
coming for a long time.
You can still buy the old
I saw-
short ones.
Yeah, I saw like mock-ups of them 8 months ago or something
Yeah.
stupid like that, and was like, yeah, why aren't these? I think it was just someone photoshopping the new models with some old models' claws on it or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But they are very overdue and would have been great for this release.
they would.
yeah. I would buy 10 of them if they came out just to have them because they're cool. So another one for your special units, special veteran units. Give a unit ignores cover and an additional AP.
Another fantastic
Amazing strat.
Particularly on Terminator bolters.
Can you just move that up on the screen a little bit,
Go
just
up,
so we
go
can?
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fat heads are in the way.
So that's this one, disciplined extermination. Again,
Not great.
it's
on
not a
stuff
great
like
target
Sternguard,
for this. If I could put this on Hell Blasters, I'd be very happy.
or some of the tanks. You know,
So Sternguard are doing devs. Is that right? Is that what they
So
do?
they're going to do devs, and they're fishing for devs with their rerolls.
yeah.
And if they don't get a dev, I mean, sure, they go to AP
2
2, I think.
with
AP1
ignores cover.
AP1 Terminators just for chaff clearing
I
before
will-
they make a charge.
That is genuinely useful because if you're running this, you're bringing big bricks of Terminators, and then your opponent's like, well, I'll just throw chaff at you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
yeah. So let's take
Even into big stuff though, once you put the -1 and ignores cover, if it's into the oath target for the Terminators with full reroll hits and wounds and the +1 to hit, you're getting a lot of wounds through, even into bigger stuff. So I like this strat a lot. It gives that like mass bolter fire from the Termi brick that you're being encouraged to bring, the ability to hit up a little
Yeah.
bit. So
Bear in mind,
I do like this
they
strat.
move 5. They have no access to advance and charge, no access to advance and shoot.
So at least they might be able to do something.
You're
with their
going
shooting.
you're going to be walking out into the middle and
trying to shoot something.
trying to make a long charge. So you might as well shoot before you do
Yeah.
that.
Land Raider. Land Raider stonks.
Yeah.
When
Try
you put
moving them on some of the terrain.
I mean, yeah,
layouts,
not
though.
where we play, right? But
10 Terminators and a Land Raider Redeemer is
Do you even fit 10
375,
Terminators in a Land
6,
Raider?
over 600 points.
yeah, they made a Land Raider so you can fit 10 in it, right? It's not.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I believe so.
Oh,
I don't know
so.
how many guys fit a Land Raider.
Maybe you
Yeah.
can't.
That would be, yeah. I mean, that's what I want to see.
Yeah,
Is 10
that's what I
10
want to see.
Terminators bursting out of a
I mean-
Land Raider, assault ramping, killing 20 neophytes with their
Yeah.
special strats, and
Yeah.
then charging into some big Gribblies. That'd be great.
Perfect, yeah.
I mean, but if we're talking from a competitive standpoint, I would be very happy to see a Land Raider Redeemer and 10 Terminators across the board from me in this day and age.
just run away.
Move, block them.
Yeah, you have that corner.
Yeah,
where you go do something else.
Yeah, I just put 5 Kroot Hounds in front of a wall, and then you're like, right, well, see you in a couple of turns, boys.
Crack on.
This has utility, but again,
I think it's
irritating.
It's a fun niche detachment for if you are one of those people that has a load of Terminators. Maybe you have a Heresy Imperial Fists army or something with a load of the cool Terminator variants and a bunch of Sternguard-esque Marines that you've done nicely. I think there's definitely some... You could take this down and have a solid game with it, but I don't think it's going to be shaking the Marine meta in a way that... I think we probably will see quite a few people play the Raven Guard one.
We will,
for a little bit of differentiation from Gladius.
Let's just...
Don't spoil it. We're saving...
Tom,
let's have dessert before we've had dinner, Tom.
Let me tell you about the last 2 strats, see if they change your mind.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
so, again, for your veteran units, Fire and Death on a 3-up for 1 CP.
Nice.
That's good, especially since none of these units have pistols and none of them can fall back and do anything.
I like seeing 1 CP. I like seeing 3-up. Those are both very good. 2/3 of your unit will be fighting.
But then, like we've said, Stone Guard don't hit very hard in combat.
It's
Blade Guard.
It's for the Terminators,
Really
isn't it? It's for the Terminators.
Is it? The detachment is sold as first company, but really a lot of this is very specialized for Terminators. The strats and the abilities and
So many of these strats I'd love to see on aggressors.
on anything else.
Anything else.
Aggressors would be so fun with this. Plus 1 AP, got your fight on
Plus
death.
1 AP ignores cover on aggressors. Oh,
That would be insane.
Bolt gun aggressors. And I just love, the models are great and they feel very Imperial Fist to me because of the big fists, we've got Centurions, which realistically aren't long for the world. I don't think, but they're going to go the way of the whirlwind.
Do they ever get rid of Marine models? Doesn't the range just blow endlessly? That was the impression I was under. Will be 11th edition. The Marine codex is going to be about this thick, with all the extra lieutenants they've added.
Used as a weapon rather than as a codex.
I'd be surprised if any firstborn survives to 11th.
I would be too. I think it's getting about that time, right, where you look at these firstborn units and you're. I mean, obviously not Land Raiders.
Yeah.
Land Raiders, please never update that model. It's perfect.
They're going to stick a Primaris on top of it at some point.
Yeah.
At some point, you're going to have a guy
Just
with
a
a slightly bigger
guy.
body and a slightly weirder helmet. And he's going to be set up
What's this
there.
last strat, Tim, so we can get onto a detachment?
Yes, the last one, Terminators only, Uppy Downy.
It's pretty good.
Uppy Downy.
Uppy Downy on Terminators. Deathwatch Terminators are fantastic, and part of that is the ability to Uppy Downy them. Another part of that is the access to like dev wounds and 2 missiles per every 5 guys, but part of it is the Uppy Downy and the ability to get some. Like you said, if they're only moving 5, it can be tough to get them where they need to be, but this does provide you with a little bit of extra mobility, and extra mobility is extra utility.
Yeah, it's fine. Like... someone whittles down your Terminator brick to 1 model. You just up him and go and do something else. I don't know.
I feel like it's a bad scenario to be hoping for, though.
Well, how else do you? When else do you
Thank
do
God
it?
my unit's dead, apart from 1 man.
Yeah.
Well, if we are talking about this in a world where this is like Lysander and his buddies come in as a bit of a Death Star unit, you burn a load of CP to power them up and sweep your opponent off one side of the board, and they then pivot aggressively to try and play the middle and the other objective in no man's land. If they couldn't Uppy Downy, you might end up with 5 inches of movement, being stuck, spending several turns trying to get them back in the game. Whereas with this, you can pick them up and then rapid ingress them. Or pick them up and then
It's
drop
at the
them
end
in.
of your opponent's fight phase.
I see,
So you're picking them up and then you're bringing them down normal deep strike in your turn, and you
Your
better
turn.
roll a 9-inch charge.
Yeah.
Otherwise...
You strategic them, right? Like you bring them in out of phase and then walk into trouble.
Yeah, but I guess you have to miss a turn
You have to miss a turn to do that.
But maybe that's worth it if they were going to be stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think that's how I'd use it,
Or
right?
like we've said, with the +1 AP, reroll wounds and ignores cover from strats and oath, and +1 to wound and hit from oath, you can drop them in 9 inches and then clear chaff with them.
Yeah.
You can drop them in, get some utility for a turn with them shooting into something reasonably squishy, then charge, fish for the 9-inch charge, maybe spend a CP for the reroll. There's,
I could happily see these coming down turn 2, helping clear one side of the board,
coming down
and
turn
then
3 on the other side.
buggering off, and turn 3, maybe turn 4, something like that. They come down out of step. Your opponent. I think also what's really good about this is your opponent has to think about it the whole game.
Yeah.
When I used to play
Emperor's Children strat for the 2 CP, pick up a demon at squad and 6-inch drop it, which nobody ever used. I think it was for the Carnival detachment.
Yeah.
But if you ever played Carnival, you had to spend the whole game screening a 6-inch demonette deep strike.
Well, this is why when I used to play my Crisis Blob Retcad list, it had uppy downy in it, and it had 6-inch deep strike. So the entire game, my opponent has to. And I never used it. It was too expensive. But the threat of it meant that there was a decent portion of army just sitting back there, making sure that I didn't turn up in a corner, which is a very powerful maneuver, I think, especially when you're scrapping over these edges of the board, as battlesuits kind of want to do. They're not really sitting in the middle and punching. They're kind of fighting for the 2 expansions.
And if you like uppy downy, you are going to love this Raven Guard detachment.
Let's move on to that. The enhancement.
Yay, dessert.
Let's not even talk about the enhancements. There's so much less interesting than Raven Guard. Let's look at the detachment first, because I think talking about the character is more interesting in context.
Yes.
So the detachment rule is exactly the same as Vanguard. If your opponent shoots you outside of 12, you get stealth and cover.
It's the same as it was, isn't it? But still very strong.
That's decent rule.
Yeah, so good, isn't it?
And then the additional rule is if you have Aethon Sharn in your list, who I'm just going to call Sharon from now on.
Sharon.
You can use the strat, which is your uppy downy strat, for 0 CP. It says once per battle round, but you can only use that strat in one phase anyway. So it's
that is still great.
So that's just great.
This means in addition to another time, right? Or are we?
No,
is this
it's just when you do use it, it's free.
Cool. If he's on the board, you can use Into the Darkness strat. That's this one here, which says remove an infantry unit or 2 Phobos/Scout. Yeah, Phobos Scout.
But Shrike, who's the other Raven Guard character that gets demoted if you take them both in the list. I'm not sure what the lore is, but it seems the new guy is the boss.
It's very
the new boss.
Very emo.
Yes, it's he's going back into his room to listen to sad Radiohead for a little bit. Is Shrike, but if you do bring him, he can uppy downy his unit. Am I correct that he lets you pick up the unit he's with?
That sounds right.
I think so.
Oh yeah,
I don't see Shrike
that
on
is
the table
correct.
a lot.
Shrike
so that means that
has
you
a free uppy downy.
Yeah. So you potentially have
2
units, 3 if you mix some Phobos in, getting picked up for free. So it's a lot of free repositioning. So I like that there's there's some mobility there.
This being free every turn is 5 CP.
Yeah.
That's just 5 free CP if you can keep Sharon alive.
Yeah.
It also really changes the economy of this being an uppy downy detachment, because the way people played it before is 6 Devastator Centurions.
That where you were dedicated uppy downy resource.
And you would you'd be a -5 CP for the game, maybe 4, and you would bring them down and shoot angles and bring them up again and bring them down and shoot angles.
Powerful.
Now it's free.
That was
now it's like a utility, Now
we're
I
getting
think
into Deathwatch territory, aren't we? Where the uppy downy is a core part of how the whole army plays, not just one big firing beat stick.
Now I think 6 Inceptors go in, a block of 6 Inceptors go in your list
because they're coming in back down within 6.
Yeah,
you've got the strats haven't changed massively, so the people will recognize the.
Yeah, should we go through all the other strats?
AP, so the
Inceptors love
that.
Yeah. +1 ballistic skill and AP if you're shooting from outside of 12.
Oh, so nice.
And that's on anything. It doesn't have to be infantry. That's really good on a ballista dreadnought.
And you're keeping yourself outside of 12 anyway, because you'll want to use your roll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got... This is a new... No. Precision in melee. It's gone down from 2 CP to 1.
Which... Yeah, it was. Huge. No one used it.
No one used it.
It's probably not going to see a lot of play anyway, because precision in melee for a character is 1 CP anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. You've there's precision on some of the Phobos units as well. So like,
so who is this for? What is this for? Why is it here if it exists already in the core rules?
They thought it would
2
be
CP
cool
in the
for
core rules, right?
no 1 CP.
one
in the
CP
core
for
rules.
her. What's it called? Epic Challenge.
Epic Challenge.
Epic fight time.
Epic fight time.
So what's the difference?
Well, let's let you do it on
The
a
whole
unit.
unit, not just the character.
Is there a unit we care about that being on?
No.
It says any Astartes infantry.
Yeah, so like how much punch are Astartes infantry bringing? Maybe sticking it on company heroes and trying to kill something, but yeah, it's a bit niche.
The rest of the strategy, like Shrike and the boys,
maybe, but
it's not. I don't think you really think about what unit am I putting in my list in order to use this. It's more like sometimes you go into an opponent where they've got some shenanigans.
Yeah, it'd be great to kill this AdMech character.
My silly 10 heavy intercessors with the Iron Hands character that gives them a 5-up feel no pain.
Yeah.
If he dies, my game falls apart.
Yeah, I guess it's good into Necron Wraiths doing the same thing. Kill the Technomancer out there.
Just
to take
put
the
them behind a wall, don't you? Is that not just say put them
well,
behind a wall?
You certainly can play around it, but it's harder to save them from precision when it's the whole unit that gets precision than just the character.
And these guys are fast, right? So like we're talking like maybe you don't get the chance to save them from a combat because they're behind a wall, and so are your opponent.
Yeah.
So the other
you'll use it.
Are better.
You'll use it once in your life, and you'll be glad it exists. But yeah, it's the worst strat for sure. But at least it's only 1 CP now.
What else have we got, Tim?
That we've lost in Vanguard. There was a strat where when you get charged, you can react to that charge by moving D6 away or 6 if you're a Phobos unit.
And that was okay. It's a reactive move, but about the most.
No, that was
the most obtuse
broken
version
good.
of it.
Because you could control it such that
you sit on the edge of the charge range.
11.9 away. They have to make a 11-inch.
Are you talking about Raptorial Vigilance?
That's the new one. So now it's just
so we can have a little look at it.
Yeah, let's bring it up. Yeah. So now it's like Gladius's reactive move.
Amazing name, can I just say? Raptorial Vigilance. Ooh.
So if you move within 9, you get to do a D6 reactive move, or 6 if you're a Phobos.
That's so strong.
It's just good.
Reactive moves are fantastic.
It's good.
Out of phase movement, brilliant.
It's less Gotry as well, because everyone knows about.
And just the reliability of it being 6 is
only if you've missed a Phobos.
Exactly, yeah. But like that's the way you want to use it, right? Like I like a D6 can sometimes be useless because your guy might be on a larger than 1 inch base, so you can't move.
I spent a 2 CP reactive move and needed to get to the other side of the wall with my Court of the Archon in my game on Tuesday and rolled a 2, and I needed a 3 to clear it.
It's swingy. You can't re-roll it.
You spent 2 CP to just stand there and get shot.
But having like this guaranteed 6-inch is what makes it
for Phobos
amazing,
units.
Yeah, and you're bringing them in
a couple,
Vanguard, right?
You're bringing a couple, but importantly, Shrike is Phobos and can attach to JPIs, and then they become a Phobos unit.
So that's the real strength.
That's one of the best applications for this.
Is mucking around with Shrike.
Like Shrike and 10 JPIs or 10 Van Vets can zoom out and smash something, and then get to reactive move.
Because this unit is fitting into a lot of these plans over here, right? Like,
and then you can uppy downy them.
Uppy downing. It's my second uppy downy. I'm getting extras.
Shrike actually makes the JPIs OC2, which makes them a really efficient skirmish unit.
And having 10 of them means the mortal wound spam does something.
Even just 5-mans with OC2 become very, very good at primary denial. When they move 12 plus an advance, they can just go and stand and outscore a lot of stuff.
And then that
unit sounds great.
And then
I'd love to have that unit in my army.
With the same unit as well. This is a new strat as well. So we've lost compared to Vanguard the sticky in the objective and put a bomb on it stratagem.
Yeah.
What we have instead is for 1 CP fall back, shoot and charge,
which is amazing. That is the biggest improvement, I think.
And if you're a Phobos unit, advanced shoot and charge, which Shrike's unit is.
Oh my god, that's gonna
advance and charge.
It's good that you can only take 1 Shrike.
Yeah, it's good you can take 1 Shrike.
But they've introduced a new second, slightly different Shrike, I guess.
But he's not Phobos.
He
doesn't have all the synergy,
and currently doesn't have the leader keyword. So he does have lone op and stealth.
Details.
He's not a leader.
He's not a leader.
He doesn't lead.
He might be running around doing some funny stuff. I know we didn't look at enhancements for the Imperial Fist detachment, but there's 3 really good enhancements.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a look at those.
Let's look at these because they're really good. So,
first one's kind of...
Give a unit infiltrators. That's good.
Give a unit infiltrators.
By attaching a character to them.
If they are infantry.
It sounds like
Quite
taking
a lot of infantry in this
That's
book, isn't
really
there?
good.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
Anything. Put on
But I think these next three really shine.
I don't know. Okay, well, we'll go to the next one. So give a Phobos model, Lord of Deceit, which is the +1 CP cost to your enemy.
Vect Aura.
Vect.
Everyone,
Give it Vect.
everyone that plays Marines takes a combi lieutenant, right? Because he gets the infiltrate, he gets loan up, he
Because
gets
you
stealth.
reroll ones to wound on an objective of your choice. He's got
And
a
he's
free
got a
reactive
free
move.
reactive move, which plays into some of the silliness of the Raven Guard detachment anyway. But to be able to stick him with an annoying aura of deceit.
This is a crazy combo.
Yeah.
Loan up,
I think that's fantastic.
Deep Strike Deny with Vector.
Buff an objective, reroll ones to wound on it.
It's just crazy. Him
he's
with
good
him next to some
unit.
infiltrators or
Yeah.
him on his own is just. I don't get to play on that
Oh, he
side of
can't
the board
join
anymore.
units, but yeah.
No, but like they can
He
be
can
near.
stand
Like,
near
say,
near
them,
yeah.
and then he can reactive move behind them and stuff.
Yeah.
He's
It's
very
such a good
he's
combo.
very hard. I can see. Usually he lives longer than he should because people don't dedicate enough resources to him.
I always try and kill that guy as
I
soon
can
as I
see if you put the Vector on him, he is going to have an enormous target on his head. And people will be like, I'm happy to trade down into this unit in order to stop the silliness that is the reactive move. Because you'll have scenarios where you've moved around and then he reactive moves into Vector range for like a key unit. It's just, you're going to be able to do some silly stuff with him. He's going to be
This is going to be skill expression right here, and it's going to be, and it's I think it's a really good thing that there is going to be more skill expression in
I just
Marines.
think he's cool.
It's just it's great. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a different. No one else other than Raven Guard has access to that ridiculous loan up reactive move Vector. It's very fun. And it's going to be annoying to play against, but I think it's a really cool addition to.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing like Raven Guard lieutenants
Blue
with
Raven
like
Guard.
emo hair. Like,
Yeah,
I like
Yeah,
it.
he's cool. That's a must take. This one, I don't know about the next one. You can give a Space Marine stealth and loan up.
So you can make another annoying loan up character. I guess the thing is, Raven Guard are not hurting for that. As we've just discussed.
This detachment gives you stealth though.
Yeah. Only outside.
If
the
I
12.
wanted,
So if he's got loan up, he's not going to get stealth when someone's shooting him because they're going to be inside 12 anyway. So they're going to have bypassed that. So it does give him some extra protection.
Who's this
as well.
for? Who's this going on?
This is for the Grav Captain, right?
Grav Captain, right, yeah.
Who's quite durable anyway. Probably the most durable unnamed Space Marine character. So you end up with like a very durable loan up. But whether you need that is up for discussion when you bring in
you've got you only
a
allowed
loan up in the new Sharon guy. You've got your loan up guy with Vect. Do you really need a third loan up guy running
you
around
do
whose job is just
take
to be
account
disarmed?
3 objectives in the middle, right?
Yeah.
like this is going to be 15 points.
Yeah.
You put it on a captain, you're spending 90 points. Just get a Calidus
Just take
if
a
you really
Calidus.
want that.
Two
and then you've got 2
Vectorers.
Vects, yeah.
That becomes very
You only
strong,
get
very
3
strong.
enhancements.
Vectors, I didn't even think about
Two
Calidus.
Vectorers, all of it with easy access to uppy downy and reactive moves.
And
Not
just-
the Calidus,
yeah.
but
You only get 3 enhancements. You're not taking this one because let's hear about the next one.
yeah,
which you
the
are
next
taking.
one is very juicy.
Give the
Let's
bearer's
have a look at it.
unit.
Let's have a look at it.
Oh, thank you, Sam.
Always.
Give the bearer's unit the ability to come in from reserves as if it was 1 turn higher than it is.
Wow.
And that is not locked to your movement phase. So you can
rapid
turn one
one.
rapid.
So this is potentially oops a daisy. It could be intentional. This could be like, oh my god, they're going to be the only ones that can do it.
I think it probably gets FAQ'd, but for now you can rapid turn 1, which is bonkers, with that Shrike squad of 10 JPIs that are going to be all OC2 and get access to all these strats.
Should
and
not
then-
be in the game if it's supposed to be there. It is ridiculous that you can just put a unit down 9 inches away and then have your movement phase just after.
Yeah, a unit that moves 12 and has access to advance and charge now.
They can be on the back edge of your board on turn 1.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. So yeah, this detachment has a lot going on. Is it as good as Gladius? I guess time will tell. It's probably not up for me, the non-marine player, to weigh in, but it certainly feels like it's an alternative that has some legs, right? old Vanguard used to be a solid alternative to Gladius before it systematically had all its teeth pulled.
Yeah.
And I imagine that this will provide
The most important thing about this detachment is you cannot play Ultramarines in it, and still
it's good.
it's a competitor to Ultramarines Gladius, which is the first time that's ever happened to Codex Space Marines.
Yeah, it feels like a big deal. It feels like a lot of fun. It feels like the skill floor and ceiling are both quite high with this detachment. You certainly going to have to play well, but I don't know if that wasn't true about Marines anyway. I think you have to play well to get the most out of Gladius. But it's interesting, it's fun. I don't think you could have asked for a better sub-faction release than a really cool new character and a fun set of rules for him and a great detachment for him to go in. So Raven Guard fans are eating well.
I am 100% running yellow Raven Guard from now on. Nice. I'm going to paint the 5 JPIs in my pile of shame. I'm going to kit bash two
characters,
flying characters.
And then you're good to go.
Then I'm good to go.
Nice.
I might squeeze in some dev sense still. Just a unit of 3.
I don't know if you even need them.
Just
anymore,
a unit of 3.
You've got your Inceptors and stuff, but
they're very cool. They are very cool. We like Centurions over here. Well, over on this side of the room we do.
Oh, I do not like the Centurion models, but I would buy those new Saturnine Terminators.
You don't like them? I think
I'm not a big fan of the models either.
What was that guy that made the remodeling of them? One of the YouTubers. He made them like a little bit taller.
That's what
made their heads a bit like more exposed. Made them less like I'm a rook.
That's what I copied that. I can't remember who did it, but that's what my Imperial Fists Gilliman is. Yeah. He's a tall Centurion. So I can't have a Centurion who's a Centurion and a Centurion who's Gilliman. So I'm going to have to do something else, Centurions. So I think this detachment's going to be good.
I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We are coming up to Silk Song time.
We have been going over an hour.
We have.
Should we cut straight to Hobby Corner?
Yeah.
I
was just going to say a very quick word on new hobby spaces, because obviously I'm moving out of Brighton. We'll be looking for a new hobby space in York. And yeah, just to say that Brighton has been fantastic to me. It's a really lovely, welcoming community. So anyone that is nearby, do drop down and say hi to the Epic Flail boys and everyone else.
Yeah, if you're watching this from anywhere near Brighton and you haven't met us yet, come to the King and Queen.
King and Queen. We'll be there all Saturday, all Sunday, if anyone wants to come for a drink.
Absolutely.
Yeah, come and say hi. But yeah, should we look at some of Brandon's orange models and then...
Yeah, let's jump straight over to Hobby Corner.
We do love you, Brando. I hope you're watching.
Okay, we've got so much to look at today. Starting, of course, with Brandon.
Yeah. I would like everyone to carefully note that these are not the GW sculpts. Brando has done some 3D printing nonsense, and he's resized the Terminator arms to give these sword jacks their melee.
So he essentially digital kit bashed.
Yeah, and I like them. You never see the Terminator fist swords because they're a really rubbish profile. But I quite like the sculpts GW did for them, and the real steel jacks come with these. They're like 12-foot tall robots, and they come with like a tiny knife that's for like filleting fish. So I've got a little bit of disconnect for me when I look at the steel jacks with swords, and there's the same sized knife as the Jaegers have. So I do prefer.
Punch Dagger's very cool.
Punch Dagger on the Power Fist. They look great, don't they?
Sam, can you see? Is Brandon in chat?
I haven't seen him.
Okay. He did say he was going to miss today.
He did.
And
I'm sorry we miss you, Brandon.
We do miss you, Brandon. And sorry, everyone, we've not been interacting with chat as much today. We've got a whole new setup today that we're still figuring out.
We do appreciate everyone that's been in chat.
It's a shame he's not in chat, because if he digitally kit bashed this unit, I have a question for him, which is, why the toes? Did we need toes? Couldn't he have digitally kit bashed them?
All Votan and Kin have toes.
Oh, I don't like it.
If you were to be given a robot body as like a little sentient AI, I would want toes.
I think there's
I would feel discriminated against if I had less digits than like a meat bag.
I think there's a whole conversation to be had about the amount of foot stuff that we've been seeing from GW recently.
Yeah, from Brandon in particular. Brandon is a big foot fetish guy.
New Nightbringer, very footy.
Very footy.
Yeah.
New Sanguinor, very footy.
These are not the only feet picks in Hobby Corner this week. I'm a
well,
little concerned.
Show me more.
Then we'll
Show
move
me
on.
more.
So, yeah, as you know, well done, Brandon, for smashing through your vote. And he's also done one of the new
the
Capri
Capricas
Suns.
looks great.
Looks great. I really like
Yeah, this. I think I'm about to say the same thing as I do, but it
This.
reminds me of Yalen, the Aliens.
Yeah,
Wayland Corp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just the weather, like the way the orange chips through the
They-
white on the weathering here is
They
great.
look so much better than the Sagittar, the like strange buggy. And I'm a little annoyed as someone that has 6 Sagittars that our core transport has been swapped for like another smaller scout transport.
They got you, mate. They bloody got you.
I have 3 of them now, but they look great. Or at least they look better than Sagittars did.
They look cool, and they have the most important feature of a transport in a miniatures wargaming, which is a space in the back to put a model.
Yeah, so you can tell that
So
there
you
is a
can
unit in there.
And it's in it, it's not
And then you
bouncing on top.
get them off,
Like
yeah.
a Terminator standing on top of a Land Raider is irritating to me.
I do like to think about the physics of 5 guys fitting in that little back bit there.
Well, they're only little.
They're the same size as the guys sitting in the front, right?
That's true.
And
I
those
think
2 take up more than,
you have
half
to
the
imagine
model.
that they're hanging on.
I like to imagine some kind of like pyramid of dwarves, like in a reverse pyramid.
Have you seen the Drukhari Venoms and Raiders where you can
Yeah,
stick
hanging on,
On the
guys
sides.
hanging off the sides? I imagine
The
as
aesthetic's
this
good.
thing hovers low to the ground, there are 3 Jaegers dragging along
So
the floor.
you get to be
behind it.
they do like rock paper scissors for the lucky 2 that get to sit in the back, and then
Yeah.
there's 3 just kind of there's 2 on the sides and 1 just hanging off the back.
Yeah, there's like heads banging
Yeah.
off all of the rocks. Yeah.
Right.
Show us more, Tim.
Nice one, Brandon.
You promised me more feet.
Okay, we'll get to the feet. For now,
This is gorgeous.
Yeah, we looked at some of Freemania's
Oh, is this Freemania?
Yeah.
We love you, Freemania.
World
This looks
Eaters
amazing.
before. So we've got a beautiful Hellbrute here. He apologised for the cat hair that's draped across the model here, but
I
think
like it.
I think it adds to it.
It looks like he's killed a
He's
Raven
killed-
Guard guy.
He's killed a cat.
Yeah, he's
The
killed
cat
Sharon.
The cat blood is strewn across the snow here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this scheme. I love it's like tonally consistent
You've
with the like,
done a great job with the
Yeah.
red. It just looks fantastic.
and also just, I mean, I think this is just a blood effects paint, but the fact that it's glossy against the less glossy snow is awesome. So we've got a Hellbrute here.
Some U-glue there as well, right? If we go back just
Oh,
a
was there a
second,
bit of-
on the
Oh,
the
yeah.
floor,
Yeah.
Oh,
it
well,
looks
yes,
fabulous.
well spotted, Sam. That looks
Oh,
great.
is that a cat hair on it as well?
That could be a cat. I think he
Oh,
probably like
thank you.
used the cat hair as a spine for
Yes,
the U-glue.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
splined it across
Yeah.
so that
Nice.
it had structural integrity
Yeah.
and
There's
won't break.
real collagen in there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that looks great. I'm glad you pointed that out. What's this lad called? Slaughter
Slaughterbrute,
Slaughterman.
Slaughterbound.
Slaughterman.
He's another angry
John
World Eaters
Slaughterman.
guy.
I like him a
Yeah.
lot,
Angry Ron.
but I like this even more. This is sick.
Ooh.
We
Yeah.
do.
This is the head that comes in the kit, yes, the angry corn head.
Yes, it's just having built a couple of them recently. That the new Demon Prince model is really nice.
I would like when it came out, which originally did for the Age of
AOS,
Sigmar.
Yeah.
When I first saw that, I was like, "Oh, that looks great! I hope that they're going to do a new 40k one."
Yeah.
And then I was in Warhammer World at the time of the release, just randomly, and I had a peep at the box, and I saw the arm cannon. I was like, "This
40K.
stinks
Yeah.
of the one that I used to
Yeah.
play with in third."
And also that arm cannon and that pose of the guy on screen is from an iconic piece of 40k Demon Prince artwork.
This is the one that I had.
Yeah, he's like the 3rd edition Chaos Marine Demon Prince artwork is a ringer for that model, and it just looks
It's so
fantastic.
good. I think it still is, to me, the best Demon Prince model. It's so good.
Liam has done a really nice Thousand Suns conversion with the old 5th edition prints, but that is, he's done some weird stuff to turn that into a funny Egyptian blindfolded thing. This looks fantastic.
It looks great,
It's,
yeah.
Again, the blood on the snow is really striking. It looks great, really, really visually appealing, and just they've nailed the color scheme, haven't they?
Yeah.
Is this Freemania again? I
Yeah.
assume so. It goes with
Yeah,
the
it's
rest
just
of the army.
the red is like not too vibrant, but not too dull, and then the brass is the same. It's just a good scheme. Well done, Freemania.
The highlighting on the blue highlights on the black as well is they're very, very good. I'm looking at a smaller version of it over here, but I like.
Oh, like here.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I like, so it's so contrasting to that red, and it's very well done, and it's quite precise in where its placement is.
Yeah.
It's on the hooves, it's on the beard. It's not very many other places, but it's very striking that it is that kind of that blue, and it could have been a grey.
Yes,
And the blue is nice.
This is a really good lesson in like you don't have to edge highlight everything. Like
A little can go.
we've got strong highlights on the black beard, but like way less on the black hooves, and that's appropriate because it makes you look at the face, which is what you want.
Yeah. I was promised feet pics though.
Sorry.
That's hoof.
I mean, I guess that's
really.
feet pics. Well, we'll get to feet pics next. We're going to look at Looney's Skaven, what are they called, spearhead. Now, unfortunately, I can't really zoom in because which is not a criticism, because he's done this amazing like promo shot as though this is like the official art
Presentation of this.
Yes, the presentation of this is excellent.
Looney,
If anyone
hats
hasn't
off.
seen Looney's Instagram, it is full of beautifully shot minis.
Yeah, it's on. I don't know if
Spruecraft
underscore official. It's all like this.
They look
and
fantastic.
They look great.
The-
This scheme as well, I really like the purple robes
Oh,
and then
they're
the pink
immense,
like
aren't
flesh
they?
on the.
This
Yeah.
is a
They're-
very, very good colour scheme.
Really
They're
cool
gross
design.
in a way that only Skaven can be. And yeah, I really like what he's done with them.
Yeah, Looney, if you've got some close-ups of some of these models,
We'd love
pop
to
them
see
in the
more.
Discord and we'll look at them again next week.
Then
So
it
I wanna
doesn't all have to be Brandon. There are rumours that some people are sick of seeing bright orange Votan.
I'm
I
not.
don't
Not
believe
me,
it.
not
I'm
me.
not.
I've
Right.
heard people saying.
No one would ever say that. Right, we're going to move on, and we're getting closer to feet pics. Okay. So this is Paddy Mick's Orc Army, not Skaven, Snakebite. So it's all, first of all, this presentation on the board,
Yeah, they've got a
incredible
little display.
job. Every single thing in here is like metal 90s miniatures or
The best
or
era.
a conversion.
The
So
best
we've got...
era.
You
I
can tell
believe
by how large the bases are compared to the models.
Yeah.
Yes, look at this is Zogrod Wartsnagger here. This is the original Zogrod, and
What a guy.
he looks very dwarfed by his base,
Yeah.
but wicked miniature. I think he's running this as like the Squig Hog detachment.
It's
Which-
a very fun detachment, not very meta right
Not
now,
very
but,
good.
but quite fun.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you get bad oath as your detachment rule, don't you?
You get Bad Oath, yeah. So, but we've got these
Only into vehicles or monsters, and still a worse version of oath.
at the
'Cause
back.
orcs can't have nothing nice.
No,
They
can't.
had it for a
Orcs-
week. They had one thing good for a week,
Yeah,
and it was
they had more
ripped
DACA,
away
and
from
everyone
them.
was like, do you know what? There was too much orcs having nice things. Do you know what as well? When Bully Boys was really good when the Codex came out, and you'd go to an event, you'd play 3 Bully Boys out of your 5 opponents. That was too much orcs as well. I love
Yeah.
orcs. I hate when orcs are hard meta. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I love to see orcs across the table every now and then. When I have to play orcs more than once a weekend, I do get a bit. I was gonna swear, but
Yeah, why can't they?
effed off with them.
They do struggle to have orcs just be around 50%.
Yeah, I think that is because they reach a point where they eventually overwhelm their hard counters, stuff like Custodes. And at the point that they can sweep them off and become viable, they really dumpster some of their more favourable
Yeah.
matchups.
It's quite a large range, you know,
Yeah.
and balancing all of that with the fun rules they'd love to have. Like, well, I was talking to Chris, who I play, Orcs Chris, who I was playing on
Who we
Tuesday,
love.
and who we love, who's a dear
Everybody's
friend of
favourite
ours.
Chris.
We love you, Chris.
And he was saying like, what how much he loved to have the Dark Angel strat where he can charge in your opponent's face. I was like, yes, that would be amazing. That's so orky. That's very good. Can they abuse it? Can they abuse it in some ways? It's a very, very big range. Dark Angel is very, very small range.
Yeah.
You know, there's not. It only works for those for the night deathwing knights really because it's
And
Yeah.
basically.
and then so like what unit do you put that on? You know, is it
Just the Gretchen.
just the Gretchen? Is it just boys? Is it Mega Knobs? Is it Beast Knight? Like, who are we choosing to be like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
like vanguard like sentinel squad for
I
the
think
orcs?
that's one of the biggest issues with orcs for their balancing is the way they decided to do the detachments. And I really don't like detachments that say we're going to take one keyword. Like if you compare the Imperial Fists to the Raven Guard that we looked at today, one of them is a set of army-wide buffs, and the other is a set of buffs for 4 units that might not necessarily be meta or particularly good in the case of Terminators. And all of the Orc detachments, bar Warhorde, which has come back round to be the best one again, the focus on quite a small subset of data sheets. You have the Squigs, you have the Speed Freaks, you have Bully Boys is the Knobs and the Mega Knobs and the War Bosses, you have Green Tide, which is your regular boys.
Only boys.
Yeah,
Doesn't
only
work on
boys.
Beast Snagger boys, which is so
Which is
irritating.
crazy. Then you have the mech detachment, which is the vehicles
And the grot
and
stuff,
the looters, and then you have more DACA is all of the shooting units. And there's tactical as well, which is I guess
which
is
has
a
been
more
stomped into
balanced
the
one.
ground and doesn't.
Yeah,
doesn't exist
no one
anymore.
plays tactical.
Just after I
Sorry,
built
Tim.
kit bashed an entire army.
But because of that, it's very hard to balance, say, Mega Knobs, because in Bully Boys, where they're getting 2 wars, they're incredibly durable and really strong and have a load of great strats. But it's very difficult to point them appropriately for that detachment and then them be worth playing in any other permutation of orcs. So I think because of the way they designed the orc codex so heavily on detachment-based, datasheet-based detachments even, you're in a really tough spot when it comes to adjusting points and rules for units, because theoretically they're so much more optimized in their specific detachment that it becomes very difficult to take them outside of that, unless you play Warhorde, which I guess a lot of orc players do now, and then everything gets sustained and everyone's happy.
I agree with everything you just said, but Paddy Mick doesn't care about any of
Paddy
that.
Mick doesn't
because
care.
he built a beautiful army.
Paddy Mick
for
has
the
done
love
something
of it.
cool,
And
and that is better than building a good list.
Let me look at this.
Here,
Like,
here.
look at all these buggies made of chariots, and
Are they the ugly hogs?
they're the ugly hogs,
Very
which
good.
I actually prefer.
The rage hogs.
This chariot is my favorite orc model in any Warhammer
just looks
range ever.
fantastic.
I love it. And then these kit bashed, what are they called in Squig Hogs? The
war wagons or
the
something.
big wagon things.
It's like the
Can't remember what they're
Beast
called.
Rider thing from Ogres.
Yeah, one with the like Psyker on top or the not Psyker on top. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The
He's clearly
worst
got the
battle
Psycho on top.
wagon.
I had this old Weird Boy miniature as a kid, and I miss it. I would like a copy of that. This army must have cost him a fortune to get all these metal models.
Well, unless he had
Unless
them
he just
back
had
in
them,
the
yeah,
day. Back when GW prices weren't.
Let's look at one of
That's
them in
brutal.
detail, and here's the feet pics I promise
Yes!
you, because Paddy Mick wanted to zoom in on his leader, which he liked in particular because it has its little feet out.
Yeah,
I was
I in
upset by
particular
this.
like this too. I love his nails.
Damn.
Clearly, he's had a pedi done.
You think so?
Yeah,
Because he knew he was going to be on stream.
Yeah, that is way more maintained than a regular orc foot, surely.
I'm just realizing that orcs have 4 toes for the first time. Do they have 4 fingers as well?
I can't say I've ever counted.
This foot has 5 toes.
Oh, is it just the other one is like blended? Is
He
like
could
loosed
well have
together?
lost a toe in a
it's true,
terrible
yeah.
squig
That's-
accident.
Sorry, I was
That's
looking. I
2
thought that was
toes,
1 toe.
Sam.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
I didn't expect you to look at this much detail at the feet, but
Bone restored.
now
don't
I know
worry.
that you're a foot guy. This is fantastic.
Amazing.
I want to play this army so much. I want to play with it or against it. I don't care. I just want
There's also, if you just look at the top right there,
this guy.
this lovely pink hair and pink mohawk fella is captivating for me.
Yeah, that's
Right.
one of the old runt herds. That's a megaphone.
The only model I think is missing from this force is one of the old Blood Bowl orc cheerleaders.
Oh, with
Yes.
the tits.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I think that is the final piece that I think would really tie everything together.
There we go. Give the people what they
Warhammer's
want.
better when orcs had tits.
And-
We can all agree on that.
And the thing is, there's plenty of room on these bases for adding cheerleaders.
Or cheerleaders.
yeah. Right. Let's look at the next thing. More purple from
More
Rob.
Votan.
We looked last week at Rob's working on just the bases for these,
Yeah.
in which he butchered 1 million pencils.
Yes,
Here
he's
you
cut
can
down a
see it
whole
in action.
forest for his bases, hasn't he? Which
Rob-
is very Votan, the asset stripping and natural resource.
That is very true.
This
Rob-
is something quite flammable.
Very
I've never tried
flammable.
to set anyone's army on fire, so
No, I'm
but
not saying
I'm
try. I'm just asking, did it make?
yeah. Oh, I'm saying that we wouldn't know until we try, Sam. So I will bring some lighter fluid at the weekend, and we will see.
We'll set Rob's army on fire. Rob, to his credit, unlike certain people, have stuck with Votan. Well, he's
Yes.
actually come back to Votan with the new codex,
has,
and he's pushing really hard on getting everything painted. Again, another really bold and interesting colour scheme from Rob. I think it looks great. I love the pencils. I love the basing. Nice one, Rob. Oh, and there's another one here. He's done some Capri Suns as well.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm amazed by these models. They do look like they're hovering.
Yeah,
I
just
don't know how
despite
they did that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's the angle of the little hovery
I
bits.
get like Nebuchadnezzar Matrix
Yeah.
floaty
Yeah.
ship vibes from
But
those little hover
it's
discs.
worked so much better than the bikes, and I think purely because it's not a stupid tricycle. You've got 4 of
Yeah,
them.
it's the same premise. The bikes look silly and
The
these
bikes
look
look
kind of cool.
ridiculous,
Yeah.
and it works with this because
These
you've
look
got
like they could balance.
yeah. Whereas the
Yeah.
bikes, it's like what am I looking at? Some stupid big wheeler.
Yeah.
it's not good.
Right, who we got next?
Oh,
Only Sam.
this is a very nice
Sam,
crew.
this is beautiful. The red shadows.
Do all of your
contrasting-
crew look like this?
The goal is that one day they will, but it's a long road. It's a long road.
Because
but yes,
your Tau also beautiful.
Yeah, they look
but
great.
Also, it feels like there's one layer left to do, like pop a little bit of shading in.
so a lot of them it's
Panel
just,
lining.
Like I've just rapidly bought this army into like just chasing like what is good over and over and over again. So pretty much everything in my army has the base colors on it.
Yeah.
Needs
I'm
that
just
final
slowly but
touch.
surely.
Yeah.
I think I'm quite like I want things to look good when they're done. So like this model, for example, is
He looks
this-
fantastic.
He is stunning. It's amazing. This
He's
model.
such a nice contrast with your fluoro Tau as well. It's a
that's
very
it, yeah.
nice
I
split
wanted them to
between
be very different.
the very fleshy, down to earth scheme for your crew, and then the insane pink and blue for the Tau.
Yeah, that's the idea. Is that they do share a planet. That's
But
in
not
the
necessarily
lore, but
a
different
sense
parts
of
it.
style.
Yeah.
Parts of it, you know. Yeah, they're very different. In
They
the lore.
shop at different,
Very different,
one's a
yeah.
Hot Topic, one's
And I
Urban
think just for my
Outfitters.
sanity as well, you know, when you're painting battle suits all the time, it's straight
Yeah.
lines and recessed shading all the time, and
This
then
is
having
some
something that's
fun
organic
cloth
and
and
leather
flesh
and
thing.
metal,
Yeah.
and it's very different. It means you can chop and change between the two and not get
Yeah.
too bored of one thing, which I think I quite enjoy.
I think the most impressive thing about this is you've got at least 3 browns.
There are
Well,
actually
I can-
6 different browns. in
Yeah.
this model.
I can look at these browns and tell them apart, tell which is wood, tell which is leather. I could never do that. When I paint a miniature, all the browns looking the same.
Do you see his belt?
Yeah.
This is kind of like an orangey brown. This brown is really, really good. It's a drab color, and it takes Agrax Earthshade amazingly. This is just one layer with a wash. That's all that is. No highlight at all. It just does that naturally. It's amazing. It's so good. Same on the gun stock.
Yeah.
On the barrel, sorry. It just for some reason is cheat codes.
Yeah.
And it's like
That's how you paint well, isn't it? Find the
Vallejo
cheat
US
codes,
Army
yeah.
Drab and Agrax Earthshade is what that is, and it just works very, very well.
Well, it looks beautiful. I said on the Discord, if you paint a whole army like this, I'll be insanely impressed. But
Yeah, there's too many steps for every.
Yeah.
Like this is a character. It's gonna
Yeah.
and this is one of the
Everyone
one of the
doesn't
good
have to be to
characters.
this standard,
this,
do
this,
they?
This Drex character is from Battlestone Fortress, or Blackstone Fortress. Sorry.
does the dog have rules?
No, the dog is actually part of the crew kit. Every single normal carnival kit comes with
a couple of little
dogs. But I
hounds.
got rid of all of them on my crew, and I just put it on the trail shaper here because
Nice.
I was like, this is what's gonna. They look crew look the fucking same as each other.
Yeah.
All right, we know. So it's
This is a way to differentiate.
I've got 3 trail shapers. 2 of them have eagles on their arms, and this one, because it's the special character, I've just put dog on him. Just be like, that's the character, the one with the dog. It just makes it easier for your opponent to tell what's going on.
Love it, Sam. Good job. Now we looked at Tim's. He was sprucing up his Imperial Guard army. We looked at that last week. Him doing some vehicles. Here are a unit of infantry.
They look great.
They look great, and these capes are. He found someone 3D printing a part that's compatible with Games Workshop Imperial Guard infantry. So it
Nice.
replaces the back section and gives them a cape.
They look really
They
cool.
look awesome.
They look amazing, don't they? They're so good.
They're so cool.
I love Imperial Guard that aren't just Catachans and Cadians or Krieg.
Yeah, there used to be like all these different
Talron
regiments you could buy a
and
squad of.
Voistron and
Steel Legion.
Yeah,
I liked-
I love Steel Legion. The Armageddon boys. The
Valhallan Ice Warriors. were my
Snow
favourite.
Boys.
I want an army of Snow Boys. Yeah,
Yeah, with like a bear, like you're commanded on a bear rather than a horse.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Big hat, Chaos Dwarf
especially when
level
some
hats.
Kislev come out.
yeah.
Some
It's
Kislev for
it's a real shame now that like Cadians is a unit in any
Yeah.
army rather than like a theme for your army. And the same with the gas
Catachans
mask boys and
Kriegers,
Krieg,
which I like. I think that's cool. It does mean that like so when someone builds something like this, a heavily modified Tanith inspired army, it looks great.
Yeah,
but it does require you to have that 3D printed
Yeah.
part, which I think this
And then
sculptor
there's
has
no
done an
rules
amazing
for
job of
them,
doing it.
But I guess you play these guys as Catachans, so they get the scout.
Maybe you play the detachment that's Tanith-y, right? You play the detachment is that gives them the special stuff. And then it makes your Cadians feel like Tanith.
Catachan one anyway, though, isn't it? The infantry, scouty, all the...
Stealthy one. I think it is. I think it's a different one. I don't know guard detachments.
No, I don't know guard detachments either, but
I'm
know...
pretty sure the infantry, all the infiltrate, all the scout is sold as like the Death Worlders, but it works for Tanith just as well as it does.
Look, like it's just very innocent for me. Like as a enjoyer of the books,
for Tanith first and only, they're great.
Yeah.
I love guardsmen in media. I hate playing against guard on the table.
I 100% agree. I think my preferred books are Inquisitor books and Guard books, and I'm not a huge fan of Space Marine books. I think it is just a load of big armored men punching other big armored men. But I've not given a lot of them a chance, to be honest. Brother. For honor. But I think, you get fallibility in Imperial Guard stories, like, especially in Tanith. I think there's a load of really good characters.
They're a lot of fun, aren't they?
And the author kills them. They die, which is great.
There isn't the plot armor.
The point of Guard in the lore is to remind you how insane everything else is.
Yeah.
Like, here's just a human.
Yeah, it's like this is you.
Yeah.
This is a well-trained version, but
with
it is
a flashlight.
Yeah.
Well, even then, like you like lasguns, whilst they are flashlights, they sound
Still a
horrible
laser
to
gun.
be shot with, right? Like
If you played Darktide, mowing down scores of zombies with a lasgun is very satisfying. But you fire that into power armor, and it's like, oh, scuffed you paint, Mr. Word Bearer.
So sorry. I'm going to kill myself now.
Please don't rip me in half.
Anyway, this unit looks amazing.
They look great. Well, is that Mr. Other Tim?
That's Tim. Yeah, that's Tim.
Tim B, not Tim A.
Not because he's the backup Tim, because his
That's
surname
literally
begins
their
with B.
names.
Yeah.
Tim A and Tim B.
Well, let's look at another Tim now. I painted some tanks.
Oh, wow. Look at that is a very dirty siege shield or dozer blade or whatever it's called.
It could be dirtier. I lost some of the pigment powders in the fixing process. I think I'm going to do another round of pigment powders. But
they look great.
Tom, I painted these for you so that you could...
So I could blow them up on Tuesday.
No, so that we could win a teams event together. Your last teams in Brighton. I did not want to buy these or paint them, but here they are.
I don't think you will regret having two Vindicators to play with.
Who was it that said that these are very lovely, very well painted bookends?
Yes, that's been going. I can't remember who said. Oh, that was Tim.
Was it Tim?
That was the other Tim. He said, "Yeah,
that made me chuckle.
Yeah, your lovely bookends for 11th
Future
edition."
bookends.
He's not wrong. I will say that Vindicators will probably remain in Chaos Space Marines in 11th, even if they leave.
I can't see them getting rid of the iconic Predators and Vindicators.
I mean,
I can see some of the infantry.
I'd like to see it though. I'd like to see Space Marines be very different to Chaos Space Marines, and then they can finally balance the tanks differently.
Yeah, but then you lose that. Chaos Space Marines are varied, right? It's not just the veterans of the Long War that have been doing this for 10,000 years. You still need to be able to represent, the recent Primaris founding Marines that have gone traitor. And they would have access to all of the stuff. Like, when the Astral Claws become the Red Crossars, they still had, at least at the start, all the stuff you'd expect for a modern Space Marine chapter. So it's not just the old
can't
legions.
Go and put Primaris tanks into Chaos Space Marines.
That would be crazy, wouldn't it?
It would be
so
crazy,
irritating.
but give me a Chaos Lancer.
Unless it's really good, and then I guess everyone's buying 3 of them and some spikes.
Yeah, some spikes to put on the back.
Anyway, here's some.
They look great.
Stupid tanks for us.
They look very good. They look very, very good.
It is not shocking that you often win best painted. Looking at those guys,
Thank you, Tom.
They look fabulous.
Is this? Are we talking a little pink before you spray the yellow, or how are you getting that under that kind of reddish undertone?
I do a layer of dark red over black, and then I do white from above, and then yellow from all over.
Right. So
what you're really seeing is a thick oil wash all over, which I then buff away at the top, That's the main gradient is oils.
Right, so you've done like reductive version rather than doing it.
But the red undercoat, I used to not do the red undercoat. I would just do white over black, and it meant all the shadows are kind of greeny. It's better if you do the red.
Well, this is like when I was doing my crew, I made the decision to buy a brown red primer.
Nice.
I just prime everything in brown red because I was like, I'm adding just a layer of paint that I don't need right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always going to have this. I'm going to have to paint it grey or black, put the red on, then put the zenith all over the top, and then put my layer of contrast paint over that, and then I'm putting a wash over that, and it's like these are a lot of steps.
We're getting
you
on.
know, for 10 crew, you know, like which is 65 points.
Yeah.
You know. So just cutting out the steps like that, I think, is quite good. There's a lot of very different coloured primers, and people don't use them very often. I don't see people using.
You don't just
red,
have to
brown
use
primer.
black or white.
You don't.
Yeah.
No, often, actually, grey is the colour that you want to use.
But yeah, this took me 3 evenings after work. The yellow, I didn't pick up a brush to paint the yellow, apart from a very, very old brush to smush oil all over it. It's all just sponges and wiping stuff away. So it's very quick.
Great, yeah. Quickly doing some tanks, and they look great. Love to see it.
Moving on, we've got a video.
Got a video. I don't know whether we can. I don't. We don't have audio.
We don't have audio. That's fine. So ABR Zach also has some beautiful Tau.
That is true.
And he made a little promo video.
What?
For a kill for a kill team. So it's
Oh my god!
look at this.
ABR Zach does have the best looking Tau. He has
They
done
are
some 3D printing
amazing,
wizardry,
yeah.
and he has a load of
Yeah, these are very
really
cool.
cool sculpts.
I think
His Pacific Rim style Riptide is fantastic.
I'm not familiar with this. I've not seen them before. I'm gonna have a look at it after the stream.
Well,
he posted his Instagram in the Discord today.
Well,
Go and click on
I will
it.
find it.
I have been.
I'll do
I've
it right
been
now.
on his Instagram since we played about 2 years ago at an RTT.
I might
and
bring
I
it
was
up
like,
because I feel
these
like
are
I'm
cool
doing him a
Tau.
disservice.
Yeah, bring it up.
Oh look,
bring it
here's the foot-based memes that we saw in the Discord today.
Yeah, be careful clicking around this.
Yeah, be very careful. I'm just gonna find.
So careful.
Can I find Zach's Instagram? It's well worth a look.
Oh, he's Hawks Dynamics.
He is. He's
I do follow this then. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna find my favourite that I was looking. Look at that.
Oh, they're just fantastic.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
The in motion SMS, the shield.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I do not like about Riptides, which I changed on all of mine, the head's too small.
Yeah, it's teeny tiny.
I use Ghost Kill heads because I think Ghost Kills are some of the best sculpts GW have ever made for anything. I love the
Tau
possibility
player
of them.
bias.
I know exactly, but I like
one of
them.
the better Tau models.
You can see the
I'll have
fish
that.
lips
I'll have that.
really model
But
well.
the Ghost Kill helmet is really, really good, and I bought 3 Ghost Kills and I used the 3 spare
spare
heads you
heads
get
for
and put them on the
Riptides.
Riptides, and I think they are very well scaled to be on Riptides. The Tau head that they give you, and then every 3D print that is made, like, people sculpts 3D printing based on that head. It's too small.
Too small.
Tiny.
Yeah.
Eeny weeny. Look at it.
Cool.
Cool.
It looks like, you know, when in Beetlejuice, when their heads explode and they had the tiny version of their heads.
Yeah,
It looks like that.
Yeah, it does a little bit. But this model's beautiful.
It is, and
This-
all of ABR's there. And to be fair, Ben from
the stuff.
ABR has the coolest Chaos Knights army in the world with all the babies.
Oh, that's his.
That's
This is- this is-
I
this is-
love that army.
It was at the last event, right? The incursion event we were
Yeah,
at, and
it
it was
was.
terrifying to behold.
Was it at South Coast?
It was at South Coast. I think it won some awards at South Coast.
It should have won Best Painted, and I did. And if you're watching, you should have won Best Painted because it's better. I think that's it for Hobby Corner because Zach is alphabetically last. Yes, that
Yeah.
is it for Hobby Corner.
I think
Sam,
that might be it for
bring down the screen,
get it out of here.
It has been banished.
and we'll say our goodbyes.
I guess I'll say my goodbyes to
A big
anyone in
goodbye.
Brighton that's not going to be
Big
there at the
goodbye,
weekend. I have been the most fun person on the Brighton scene for a while, so someone else will have to
100%,
step into my admittedly large shoes. But
Yeah,
no,
we will. When are you going?
I have
a few weeks away,
teams
right?
this weekend, and then 2 weeks' time I'm gone. So I will probably be at the club for one last Tuesday to get my last league game in, and then finally,
I am looking forward to
Skedaddle.
bringing all the boys up.
yes,
Up north,
or
and
I will come down.
We'll meet in
meet in
the
middle
Holy Land,
for-
you know,
Yeah,
and we'll do like
we'll do a
weekend.
bogs or something.
I'll tell you what,
something like
Tom.
that, yeah.
I'm actually kind of glad you're leaving because I'm looking likely to come second last in our league. but because you're leaving, I'll get to stay.
Yes, you will. You'll
bottom
get
two
to stay up.
I get to stay in the Tom League.
Nice.
So good riddance.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean that. We love you, Tom. Thank you for guesting
been so
today.
Nice for being part of the community. You guys were so welcoming, and I've had just the best time. And yeah, thanks for having me on for one last flail. I've had a few good moments, teaching everyone that you get one free nut shot in a kickboxing fight.
This is important.
Making the Knights kiss. So I feel like I think I was some of the initial teasing about the sands of time ravaging Paul. So
You've been instrumental to this community.
And you'll still be in the chat.
I'll still be giving people slightly offensive nicknames.
You're going to start Epic Flail North.
I am. I'm going to be the Northern Division.
That's an idea. Reek Good Flail.
Yeah,
it's called up
Reek
there.
Good Flail.
If you're watching and you want to be the new Tom, come to the King and Queen and
start
step
growing the
into
beard.
his very big shoes.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to go and play Silk Song now, right?
I have been itching to get back to Silk Song.
All right.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Cheers, everyone.
Play us out, Sam.
Goodbye, everyone.